Welcome to the show, Chapter 1, Madison the Show. The night was already going as planned. I sat on the couch and put on my special shoes. Just another night at the office, I thought. I walked over to my dresser and put on my makeup. I sighed at the sight of my messed up face. When I was done, I put on my regular clothing, a black cocktail dress and jewelry. The door swung open and Emily stood at the door. "Come on, Madison. You're on in 15 minutes, she said cheerfully. I got up and walked over to the hallway with her. We made our way down the hall into the stage entrance. "How many people?" I asked. "It's a full house," she said. She handed me my balancing bar, and I took a quick walk to backstage and stood at the ladder. I climbed up as I watched Jeanette and her flesh-cutting stunt. When I got to the top, I sat on the edge of the board and placed my feet on the wire. I let out a few sighs and got up. I stood on the wire. "Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our next act. Falling above 50 feet in the air is the fantastic, famous Madison High." People cheered as I walked on the wire. People cheered and all lights shone on me. As soon as they did, I started to walk on the wire. People gasped and cheered. When I got to the middle of the wire, I did my thing. I jumped on the wire and did a few flips. More people cheered. As I made my last jump, I did my famous spin on the wire. I took a deep breath and walked the rest of the wire. At the end, I got a standing ovation. I waved and climbed down the ladder. I walked down the hall and back into my dressing room. When I got there, I closed the door and sat on my chair by my dresser. I looked into the mirror to check my makeup, and I saw that there was more than just my face. A man stood by the door. I gasped and got out of my chair. "Relax. I'm not going to hurt you," the man said. "You better get out of here before I call security." I said, "No, please don't. I just wanted to see you. That was some stunt you did there." He said, "A fan? That's a first," I thought. "Thanks. I mean, I've been doing it since I was a kid, so," I said. "It's amazing, and so are you," he said. I started to notice him in more detail. He wore dress pants and a white hoodie. His hair was black, looking almost singed. His face was a pure white color, and his eyes were never blinking. They were always fixed on me. And his smile was carved in? "I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name," I said. "It's Jeff." "Well, Jeff, that's very nice talking to you, but I have to go," I said. I attempted to walk past him and open the door, but he slammed it shut and pulled me back. "Let me out!" I shouted. "No, not until you promise that you won't tell anyone I was here," he said. "Why?" "That's none of your business. Just don't tell anyone. If you do, don't say I didn't warn you," he said. He opened the door and ran out. When I went into the hallway, he was gone. No sign of him. I walked back into my room and sat on the couch. I thought about what just happened, and all I could hear in my head was his voice. "It's Jeff," he said. I shuddered at the name. That was Chapter 1 of Welcome to the Show, a Jeff the Killer Fanfiction by Adesse Jackson. And you can catch her story on Quotive, and you can also check out other stories and quizzes if you want. So, yeah. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna read the next chapter. Welcome to the Show, a Jeff the Killer fanfiction. Chapter 2, A Night Alone, or so I hoped. The next night. I was off tonight. The show didn't go on until the next week, which means that I'm alone in my hotel room. I sat on my bed, fixing my special walking shoes, when a story on the news caught my attention. A family is dead tonight after an alleged break-in. Police say that the murderer made his way into the house from the steel back door and killed 3 adults, a mother, a father, and their 23-year-old daughter. Police say that they had the same marks, a carved-in smile on their cheeks. Police are still investigating and trying to find a suspect. And in other news, tonight, Kim Kardashian. It stopped. I don't care. I turned off the TV. What I cared about was that news story. Why is it so important to me? I let it go and went to sleep. I needed to go to the arena tomorrow to practice. I turned off my lamp and went to sleep. Hey, Madison, wake up, a voice said. I muttered. Wake up! The voice said louder. Huh? Oh, good, you're awake, the voice said. I looked up and saw a pale-ass face. It's him, I thought. Listen, I know that we just met yesterday, but I need to stay here tonight, Jeff said. I didn't hear him because I was paying attention to his clothes. They were full of blood and a knife was in his pocket. I backed away a little bit. I was scared. Look, I know I look scary, but I already said that I wouldn't hurt you, he said. I don't care, Jeff. You can't stay here tonight, he said. Please, I'm begging you, he said. Why must I be so nice? I sighed. Okay, but for tonight, and you have to be gone by the morning, I said. Thank you, Jeff said. No problem. I lay back on my pillow and thought, I'm pretty stupid for letting this guy in. I don't even know him. I got out of bed and walked to the bathroom. I heard the shower running. Okay, that's creepy. Better not use my shampoo, I thought. I decided to just let it go and go to sleep. So yeah, that was the first 2 chapters of Welcome to the Show, a Jeff the Killer fanfiction. And for those of you who already saw a video of this by me, Zoe Night Reaper, that's because I deleted it because I sucked. And now I have better quality. So yeah. Subscribe, like, and comment if you wish, and don't